From Pawtucket, Rhode Island, it is the USL Championship tonight, presented by Centerville Bank. It is Derby Day. Rhode Island welcomes Hartford in an Eastern Conference showdown tonight. The 8th ever El Clamico. Sean St. Jacques, Antonio Aquilino, our entire crew cannot wait to see how this one is all going to unfold, particularly when Rhode Island and Hartford get together. There's something on the line, and for tonight, it's placement in the Eastern Conference standings. Hartford come into the night sitting in 8th, Rhode Island just 3 points behind them in 9th. Rhode Island would love to match Hartford on points with a victory this evening. Hartford have never beaten Rhode Island in the state of Rhode Island. They'd love to change that and rewrite the chapters of the derby here tonight. Players to watch, too, normally, who are big protagonists in the derby. J.J. Williams, we start with for Rhode Island.
Yeah, the big man up front at 6'4". He spearheads this attack. So good in the air, but also has great technique with the ball on the ground. Look for him to be the focal point of this offense every single time that Rhode Island attack.
10 goal-scoring contributions for J.J. Williams in the USL Championship so far this season. Our player to watch for Hartford is Anthony Siaha. He's one of the best goalkeepers we have in the championship. He's also, frankly, a pantomime villain in this derby.
The former Monterrey Bay netminder is going to be a protagonist here this evening, not just because of his great goalkeeping, but also chipping at his opponents. He loves to get under other players' skins.
In the early days of this derby, just the 8th ever playing of it, this has already become a game you circle on your calendar in the USL Championship schedule. We can't wait for the latest chapter to unfold. Lineups and kickoff from Rhode Island are next.
Progress means achieving goals together. It's showing up every day with a trusted team, creating the right game plan, and pushing forward for the win. At Centerville Bank, we take a team-first approach to help turn obstacles into victories. As the official bank of Rhode Island FC, we know achieving your goals happens when we work together. That's what we call progress on purpose. Centerville Bank. Progress on purpose.
You may think the nicest moments happen once you've arrived at your destination. At Breeze, we think they happen all along the way.
Yeah, let me grab that for you.
That was so nice.
Whether you're kicking back in Breeze Ascent or just enjoying time together in family seating, we take creating nice moments seriously, so you're ready for the rest of the journey ahead. When it's all over, the nicest moment might just be planning your next trip. Breeze. Seriously nice.
At Ortho Rhode Island, we've built the future of orthopedic care around an important foundation, you. Our experienced surgeons and specialists offer the full spectrum of orthopedic care with leading-edge treatments and technology and a one-of-a-kind patient experience. From diagnosis to outpatient surgery, physical and occupational therapy, acute injury care, and advanced imaging, we make you the cornerstone of innovative care. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit orthopedicsri.com.
It doesn't matter what you ride to work as long as you leave your car behind. May is Bike to Work Month, and it's more rewarding than ever thanks to the Drive Less RI app. Whether you're pedaling to the office or cruising to class, earn rewards by logging your green trips. Download the Drive Less RI app today, or visit drivelessri.com to get started. And be on the lookout for our celebration stations in May. For more info, visit ripta.com/bike-to-work.
Tonight's match is presented by Atlantic Beverage Distributors, Norfolk Power Equipment, and Vitalden. Sean and Antonio back here with you. We dive right into starting 11s here in the derby. We begin with Cotto Smith's Rhode Island.
Yeah, the back three and Scardina and Quizera on the flanks. Look for this to transform into a back five whenever Rhode Island are on the back foot.
Rhode Island hoping to jump ahead of Hartford, at least match them on points in the Eastern Conference of the USL Championship. Hartford have other ideas. Here's their starting 11 under head coach Brendan Burke.
Yeah, Williams is spearheading this attack with Coffey and Talfoek on the flank. The 18-year-old Nigerian making his fourth appearance. No goals, no assists for him, but plenty of quality on that attacking right side.
It is the 8th ever El Clamico between Rhode Island and Hartford. It always tends to provide the drama. Let's look at tonight's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Flood Ford. And again, we start with Rhode Island and trying to hold off and fend off Hartford's physical play.
Yeah, Cano Smith brought this up midweek. It's going to be important for the hosts to withstand the impact that's going to be brought by Hartford. Meanwhile, for the visitors, they have to finish in front of goal. The numbers speak for themselves. Just 12 goals scored so far in this campaign. That has to change if they want to climb into that top 5.
There have already been so many memorable fixtures between Rhode Island and Hartford, whether it's been in the league, whether it's been in Prince Tire's USL Cup. They met earlier this season in Open Cup play as well. And frankly, we are very intrigued to see how the latest edition of this derby is going to play out. Both teams at the moment on either side of the playoff line in the Eastern Conference. And of course, just for bragging rights' sake, there's a ton on the line anytime these two get together. Hartford are in their road whites. They have gray shorts. They'll be going from left to right here on ESPN Plus here at Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Rhode Island are in their dark blues with the light blue trim. Jean St. Jacques, Antonio Aquilino, our entire crew. One of the games of the weekend in the USL Championship, and we are officially underway. The 8th playing in all competitions of El Clamico. Derby night between Rhode Island and Hartford. And now we just await to see how the drama will unfold. Hartford have never won against Rhode Island in the state of Rhode Island. It's in all competitions. Their biggest moment here, particularly at Centerville Bank Stadium, was winning here on penalties in USL Cup play last year to survive and advance into the knockout stages, where Hartford, of course, went on and won the USL Cup. They got out of the group again this time, and Rhode Island were one of the teams that didn't make it. So Hartford will defend that crown. That'll be another thing that Rhode Island will try to, in some ways, avenge. Although, again, the two meetings this season have both gone Rhode Island's way. They won on penalties in USL Cup at Hartford and certainly let them know about it. And as we mentioned earlier, a comfortable win in round 2 of Open Cup play, sending Hartford home in that competition as well. Early ball from Quizera, falls for J.J. Williams. Williams pokes this through, looking for Nodarse. Siaha does well coming off of his line, keeps the ball in play, and clears Hartford's lines. That's going to be a foul and a free kick. The referee is Gerald Flores. There's Brendan Burke, the Hartford head coach, certainly asking a question or two about that last moment. And it appears a yellow card has come out.
Good decision from the referee here. It doesn't matter if it's early on in the game. That is a tactical foul by Stoneman. It was always going to warrant a yellow card, regardless if it's in the first or in the 90th minute.
Grant Stoneman, of course, just got sent off in the Cup last time out here against Brooklyn. Won't serve that suspension until next year's Prince Tire's USL Cup. The same goes for Frank Nodarse, who was also sent off in Rhode Island's win on penalties over Brooklyn, which, of course, was not enough for them to progress. Free kick from Njai leaves a bit to be desired from a Hartford point of view. Pieces are picked up by Jojea Quizera for Rhode Island. And Rhode Island have some numbers here if they hurry. Lovely ball played out to this near side. Amos Shapiro-Thompson. Nodarse is pushed from behind, and it's a Rhode Island free kick. Cano Smith, one or two words about it. It's Augie Williams who's the guilty party. As we look at tonight's health report, it's brought to you by the official orthopedic and team physicians of RIFC. Learn more at orthopedicsri.com. Hartford.com. No Clay Holstead for Rhode Island. No Mishi Ingalina for Hartford. Those are the two big pieces for either side who are sidelined tonight. As you can tell, particularly from the Hartford side of things, quite a bit of their depth not available at the moment. Shapiro Thompson's ball in was a very good one. And it's going to be headed out of play. And it is going to be a corner on the far side. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A Attleboro. Anytime Rhode Island scores from a corner, go to Chick-fil-A Attleboro location, get a free chicken sandwich. Certainly Hartford like to be physical, but Rhode Island have shown recent weeks and at times this season that they can certainly cash in from set pieces. Ball eventually gets whipped in by Quizera. There's a foul in the build-up, and it's a Hartford free kick.
Training ground routine from Rhode Island. Quizera with the left in-swinging ball, always asking the questions of the goalkeeper. You have to be very alert and careful that ball does not nestle in the far post. Whistle putting an end to that promising sequence.
Ball bounced in for Koke Vegas, of course scored the winning penalty in the shootout here against Brooklyn. Conor Smith told us that he challenged Koke as far as his leadership was concerned. He said, hey, do you want to go and take the penalty? Do you want to put it on your shoulders to win the shootout? He said Koke said yes without hesitation. And then, of course, converted his penalty. Oh, Siaha loses the ball here. Leo Afonso skies the chance. A rare miscue from Anthony Siaha, gets his pocket picked, but doesn't rue the mistake in the end.
Oh, a near disaster at the back. Very well done. That time to press the goalkeeper and force the mistake by Williams. Siaha has to get rid of that ball quickly. It's been raining all afternoon. Sleek conditions, you do not want to take chances. Very nearly paying for it that time, Hartford Athletic.
I'm not sure Siaha saw Williams coming and nearly paid the price. Up the other end, a Hartford throw on this near side. Hartford coming off the 2-1 win in the Cup over Westchester that allowed them to win their group. They'll go on to the knockout stages and potentially go to try to defend their title in Brinks Tire's USL Cup. Abukar Njai to take the throw in here for Brennan Burke's Hartford. I wonder if the slick conditions maybe impacted that throw. Came up well short, and it's headed out for a goal kick. We'll follow RIFC on social media for exclusive content, behind-the-scenes Access Club news, the best moments of the season, and more. Follow Rhode Island FC on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok today. Antonio, you made a great point. Clearly the rain, which has been falling for quite some time in Pawtucket today, we're told it's supposed to ease up, but it's clearly already made the field slicker and the conditions a bit tougher.
Simply cannot prepare for these types of conditions midweek. You never know what the weather will be like when kickoff time arises, but Siaha, goalkeeper with a lot of experience, should have done better there.
Hartford bring numbers forward here, looking to potentially create something. But Rhode Island do well to surround and win it back through Amos Shapiro Thompson, who's forward thinking with this ball up the other end. And Prestis gets there ahead of J.J. Williams, and Williams was in an offside position. Hernandez back for Prestis. Prestis scored an overhead kick here against Rhode Island in the Cup last year from a corner. In a game that finished 2-2 after normal time. And then again, as we mentioned earlier, Hartford famously won on penalties. Some lovely interplay, the back and forth moments there. Rodriguez and Quizera linking up beautifully. And the follow-up pass is picked off. Handball appeals come in from the Hartford players, and they are heard by the referee, Gerald Flores, who gives Hartford a free kick.
Got a quick glimpse at the qualities that Agustin Rodriguez brings to the game on loan from Lanús in Argentina. 2 assists this season for the attacking midfielder. Look for how he dialogues with Williams and Afonso as this match progresses. Those three speak the same goal-scoring language. They're already good enough. You do not want to gift the ball away to them.
Rodriguez scored his first Rhode Island goal last time out against Brooklyn as Vegas has to slide in here. Flag goes up on the back end, but both goalkeepers have had to maybe go out of their comfort zone in these opening 10 minutes. That time, Koke Vegas, even with the flag going up, gets it absolutely right.
Very good goalkeeping from the Spaniard. Quick off his line and out of his box.
Ball from Nodarse down this near sideline leaves a bit to be desired as it floats out of play. RIFC fans, grab yourself an ice cold Pepsi Zero Sugar for the match. Zero never tasted so good. You have to try it to believe it. Pepsi Zero Sugar is a proud partner of RIFC. There is Cano Smith. It's Rhode Island's 100th game as a club tonight. In some ways, that's fitting for it to be a derby game. It's been some of the biggest headline games that Rhode Island have been a part of in their history. It's a wonderful milestone occasion. As always, we asked Cano Smith about it. Doesn't like to take the credit, tends to give the credit to the players, the organization, to the fans. That's exactly what he did again, talking about reaching that milestone. And his team are on the front foot here. That goes out for another Chick-fil-A Attleboro corner as Rhode Island try to break the deadlock early on.
And good opportunity to bring the aerial threats forward. Like Bacharach in midfield, 6'4", the Spaniard. Stolman at 6'2", and Nodarse at 6'2", also very good in the air.
Amish Shapiro-Thompson to deliver. And it was nearly a free header for Williams. It floats just over his head and bounces out of play, essentially untouched. Hartford get the goal kick. We tell you now with this break that the Air National Guard is proud to be an official partner of RIFC. Briefly mentioned Rhode Island's threat from set pieces that nearly came off for them. It was just a little bit too tall for J.J. Williams in the end. Hartford struggling to put some passes together at the moment. They lose out again. Rodriguez, though, is caught up too, and he's dispossessed. Can Hartford turn this into something on the near side? Oh, they nearly did! Wonderful ball into the middle. Taufik trying to pick out Augie Williams. We go back to what we mentioned earlier. Hartford have just not taken enough of these chances this season.
And it all starts with Andres Hernandez winning that ball back in midfield. The move developing, the cross inside. Very good position for Williams facing goal. Was diving for it, just simply couldn't redirect it on frame. That just shows you the dangers that Hartford Athletic presents on the break.
Rhode Island up the other end. Jojea, Quizera! Oh! It goes wide. It was deflected on its way through as well. It'll be a Rhode Island corner.
And Quezera switching flanks and doing so incredibly well. Picks up possession. He's always going to cut inside on his preferred left. He's looking for that bottom corner. Deflection, carrying the ball out for a corner kick. End-to-end action now as both sides getting stretched. That just opens up the goal-scoring opportunities.
Shapiro Thompson's ball in. Oh, it's an awkward punch from Siaha, who maybe could have caught that. He's a bit fortunate, and again, Hartford get out of it. Cross-field ball here is just out of the reach of the aforementioned Shapiro Thompson, and it's a throw-in. One or two words from Cano Smith and the Rhode Island staff about how that all played out as well. Well, that's to the Prinks Tires USL Cup Game Day sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack with up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on screen now to enter today. Obviously tough to tell which part of that sequence Cano Smith and Rhode Island were upset about, but that discussion continues with the fourth official on this near side as Rhode Island gets the throw. Leo Afonso tried to sneak in behind. He's caught offside in the end.
The back line for Hartford moving extremely well early on. A couple of times that Rhode Island have been caught offside. You know how to manage the line as well as Hartford do. It's almost like you have an extra added defender in your ranks.
Quezera to the edge of the area. Oh, the shot was deflected again. Pizzi Rodriguez arriving. It deflects out for another corner.
Once again, Quezera involved in the build-up, the vision to find Rodriguez. Excellent first touch, but that is a world-class block and deflection getting in the way, not allowing that shot to get on target. I think it was Yao from that angle. It's tough to tell.
Another Chick-fil-A Attleboro corner. Rhode Island heaping more and more pressure on Hartford. The ball in from Quezera. J.J. Williams on the header, deflected. And Rhode Island will try the corner from the near side.
And once again, another massive deflection that blocks the attempt, forcing it out for a corner kick. It is all hands on deck right now for Hartford.
Taken short for Quezera. Amos Shapiro Thompson. Leo Afonso, edge of the area, back onto this near side. Shapiro Thompson's ball in is dangerous. The header is slapped away by Siaha. Looked like Nodarse redirected it. First massive save that the Hartford keepers had to make.
Oh, what a ball in this is. Excellent in-swinger. Pinpoint accuracy, the turn from Nodarse. He does everything well. He slams the ball into the ground, making it difficult for the goalkeeper. Siaha was up to the task with a strong one-handed stop.
Clumsy tackle by Bacharach. Hartford free kick on the back end. Proudly outfitting Rhode Island FC. Capelli Sport is your global game changer for premium kits, gear, and innovation on and off the field.
That Nodarse header, so impressive because he's not even jumping and he's facing his own goal, so he has to whip his head around to generate the power necessary to ask the questions of Siaha. Very impressive attempt from the defender. The save was just as good.
That whole sequence ends with a Hartford foul. A Rhode Island free kick in these heavy Rhode Island rains here in the first half of the derby. Here come Rhode Island again. Nick Scardina. A layoff for Quizera, who fizzes the ball in. Diving header's not cleared away. And the shot is palmed away by Siaha. Yet again. Out for another Rhode Island corner. They are pounding away on Hartford's door.
Scardina's position so advanced up the pitch. Found to perfection by Quizera, who has been absolutely everywhere. And another very good save from Siaha, protecting his near post.
Rain is really coming down here in Rhode Island. In by Quizera, touched in by Nodarse. Rhode Island have knocked away on Hartford's door. They finally bust it down to take a 1-0 lead in the derby. Frank Nodarse with the finishing touch.
A well-deserved go-ahead goal scored by Nodarse. He asked the questions earlier. This time, there is no denying him. And Quizera involved once again in everything that Rhode Island are doing well here this evening. No one picking up the Cuban center back, and he is not going to miss from there. A dream start to the game from the hosts. They have been generating chance after chance, and they finally get a breakthrough.
It's Frank Nodarse's first league goal of the season. No better time to save it than for the derby. Rhode Island thoroughly deserving of the opening goal, and the Hartford resistance breaks after 20 minutes. And Rhode Island are hungry for more here. Quizera, it bounces kindly for him. Jojea Quizera, can he finish? Not quite. It just rolls away from him, and Siaha tries to clear it, but gives it right back to Scardina. Amos Shapiro-Thompson, Quizera for Williams. J.J. Williams, edge of the area. Rodriguez to Nodarse. Leo Afonso. The goal scorer, Nodarse, whips it into the middle. Nobody home. Out for a goal kick. It's Leo Afonso with the equalizer. Holstead finds Leo Afonso. We talked about the tough weather conditions, but it's been the chances that have been raining down on Hartford's goal. And Rhode Island are able to find the reward for all of their great hard work at the start of the derby.
Pressure in midfield. It's making things extremely difficult for Hartford to hold on to the ball and generate any sort of concrete chance in possession. And look at this offensive run by Scardina.
Does so well, finds Quizera, who gets to the byline. Tried to cross it into the middle. Hartford do just about enough, and they get the ricochet out for a throw-in as well. It just seems to be nearly one-way traffic at the moment.
They have been so aggressive, attacking in numbers, Rhode Island. That just makes it difficult for the visitors to hold on to possession, because as soon as Rhode Island lose the ball, they immediately attack in numbers and swarm, trying to win the ball back. Earlier, a poor mistake at the back. Fisher was in position to dispossess Quizera, but then just gifted the ball away, and Quizera is very nearly involved in another goal-creating situation. He has been so active on that left flank, along with Scardina, whose position has been so high up the pitch, making things extremely difficult against the Hartford back four.
It's just the 14th goal that Hartford have conceded all season. The defense is what's kept Hartford higher up the table, really. But now a goal down in a season where goals have been so hard to come by for Hartford. How will they be able to respond here in the derby? They came into the weekend with just 12 league goals. That's the lowest mark in the championship, along with a 10% conversion rate, also the lowest in the league so far this season. It's really been the clean sheets, the defensive acumen that Brendan Burke's side have been able to lean on. Well, they've conceded first and now have to find a way back. Rodriguez, who's been excellent, tried to get it back on the return. Hartford clear it. Awkward header by Nodarze. Rhode Island had numbers to surround it there, but it's picked back up by Barry Coffey. She's been in very good form as of late for Brendan Burke's Hartford. Andres Hernandez plays in the ball early. Oh, and Vegas just got something on that. Scardina's clearance away was a bit awkward, but Rhode Island escaped through Bacharach, who sends Quizera on his way, but it's well recovered by Jordan Scarlett, and Siaha clears. Nearly an audacious touch to keep Hartford on the front foot, but it appears the ball went over that far sideline, and I believe the decision here is going to be throw-in to Rhode Island. Make sure you tune in to CBS Sports Network, Wednesday, July 22nd, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a Western Conference showdown. Surging Lexington will face Ryan Martin's battle-tested Oakland Roots in an on-field tussle for valuable points in a wild Western Conference playoff chase. July 22nd, catch all the action, CBS Sports Network. Alfonso fires one in there. Just right down the heart of the goal. Comfortable enough for Siaha to corral it.
Siaha did well to track that ball all throughout. Process there with the rain, the wind, and these sleek conditions. Every time you're trying to hold on to the sphere, it's a risk. 28-year-old did well there.
Foul, Hartford free kick. Everly Makangila asking one or two questions of our head referee, I think about a possible yellow card there, which Gerald Flores, very experienced head referee, does not listen to there. In some ways, you really need an experienced referee, particularly on a derby night where so many things can go sideways. And I'm not sure you could have handpicked a better head referee for a fixture like this than Gerald Flores.
These are the games that immediately jump out whenever the schedules are released. The fact that these two sides are so close to each other in the table just makes this game that much more exciting.
Hartford looking to create something here. That rolls out for a goal kick in the end. This time Britton Fisher runs out of real estate for Hartford on this near side. Brendan Burke and the Hartford bench not happy with the decision here. There's the evidence of the dismay. High Noon's quality is second to none, formulated with real spirits, juice, iced tea, no added sugar and natural flavors. High Noon is the perfect drink for any occasion. Of course, Brendan Burke, formerly with Philadelphia Union organization, with at the time Bethlehem Steel, and then had a wonderful run with Colorado Springs as well. Switchbacks in the USL Championship. Left to go to MLS to be an assistant head coach, and then came back with Hartford, has won silverware, and feels his team is ready for what could be another long season fighting for potentially another cup. Obviously trying to fight for a deep playoff run once the playoffs come around as well. Hartford, of course, bowing out in the first round on penalties last year the eventual champions, Pittsburgh. Another thing that makes El Clamico such a massive and fun rivalry. These are two battle-tested teams. Whether it's been Hartford's recent cup runs in USL Cup or Rhode Island's deep playoff runs that they've gone on in each of their first two campaigns as well. Early ball played in there by Hernandez. Rhode Island get the header clear. J.J. Williams trying to hold up the play. And in the end, the decision, I think, has gone against him here. I think the flag may have gone up on that far side. So offside is the call, despite all the physical play around it.
After such an intense and aggressive start, Rhode Island now adjusting and shifting their overall positions further back. They were extremely high up the field in the opening 20 or so minutes in this match. Now, Hartford given more time on the ball. It's going to allow these midfielders to play themselves into a rhythm. And you have to imagine that the opportunities will begin to flow for the visiting side.
It's floated to the edge of the penalty area. Leo Afonso and then Frank Nodarse able to hoof this forward. And Jojea Quizera again can lead Rhode Island forward. Not many Hartford players back, but that's a critical defensive challenge from Hernandez to make sure Rhode Island didn't create something there. Scardina, back for Quizera. Scardina for Quizera, again it's clipped into the middle. Hartford win the initial header. Nodarse tries to track it down. Was he fouled there? Ball rolls out of play. Gerald Flores had a decent look at that and hasn't blown the whistle.
Nodarse was in an excellent position to remain on his feet and collect that ball and pick out a cross. He had the advantage, then he goes down looking for a free kick. Referee signaling to play on. Not too sure about that. You see a lot of contact. Once again, Hernandez involved for Hartford Athletic. He has been so good in midfield, winning every single challenge he has taken on here this evening. Really holding it down. One-man wrecking crew in the center of the park for the All Whites.
It's going to be a throw-in for Hartford. The referee took a moment to consult with his assistant referee there. A bit of a rainbow throw there. It didn't go very far, and it's given away. But Quizera couldn't fit it through. He nearly got it back. Hartford having to throw bodies in the way here to try to get the ball cleared. Siaha eventually does, but it's right out for another Rhode Island throw. They take it quickly on this far side, but not from the correct position. And the referee corrects them on that as far as where the ball went out of play. Take two from the throw. Did that come off of Scardina's arm? Well, it's a moot point. He commits a foul. RIFC fans, your next trip starts with PVD. Easy access and enjoy smooth travel to 40 amazing non-stop destinations from the airport voted #1 domestic airport in the U.S. by Travel and Leisure. Rhode Island TF Green International Airport is a proud and official airport partner of RIFC. That is floated over the top. Critical header by Karifa Yao. It was the penalty hero in the cup when these two met earlier this season. The flicked on header from J.J. Williams. Spooned over the top by Quizera. And then a good defensive header back to Siaha by Prestis.
Quizera is always the player that Rhode Island look to whenever they win the ball back. They know that the outlet ball is going to go in his direction. and there is always room available for the 26-year-old to attack.
It was a good header down, and then it's recycled by Hernandez here. Prestis. Hartford needed a flick on here. It's going to fall for an opportunity in behind. Rhode Island want the flag, and the flag has gone up. It did look like pretty much from the get-go there that Augie Williams was in an offside position, and that is the final decision.
Easy decision of the referee. Clearly offside, Williams, and the back line knew it right away.
At 11 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half. Frank Nodarse, his first league goal of the season, has Rhode Island ahead in the derby. They could have had a couple more, Rhode Island as well. They have been far the better side to this point in the game. At times, it's really felt like Hartford are hanging on here. Rhode Island changed their throw-in taker here. Gerald Flores maybe suspicious that Rhode Island were trying to take seconds off the clock there, but not sure what the motive for that would be. Williams is a better throw-in taker. His does come up a bit short. As it comes out to the edge of the area, Hartford are able to escape with it. There's not many Rhode Island players back. Can Hartford create from this position? The shot from Augie Williams is blocked away. Prestis picks up the pieces for Hartford. Hernandez blocked, trying to put it into the penalty area.
Disappointing there from Williams. Yeah, Taufik right there to his right. The through ball was on. Williams just waiting a bit too long, and Taufik ending up in an offside position, opting to go for the strike himself.
Hernandez again. Tried to stand it up. Hartford looked for a penalty here. It's not been given. Scardina up ahead for Quizera, then Quizera is dispossessed. But Makingila could not get back to it for Hartford, and it's a Rhode Island throw.
Just going back to the previous play and the throw-in, you can see the ad posters pitch side. They are so close to the pitch that it doesn't really favor the long run-up that is needed to attempt a long throw-in. Two players switched, attempting to take that previous throw-in, and ultimately it was left short by Williams, but that's because the wet conditions and the reduced space for the run-up makes it extremely hard to complete such a throw-in. And it very nearly resulted in a counter-attacking opportunity for Hartford, so that's something that you want to keep in mind if you are head coach Ken Smith.
One of the few that Hartford have had in this first half. Darce surveys the scene for Rhode Island. Stoneman does well. It's around the pressure to keep Rhode Island with the ball. It's Bacharach up ahead. Quizera, who's been fantastic all half, settles for a throw-in. It really has been a renaissance season for Jojea Quizera. Many felt that last year's campaign, he underwhelmed, let's say. It's been anything but that in this campaign. He's been arguably Rhode Island's most important player. 5 goals and yet another assist in the league, on top of his exploits in the Cups as well. He's also gotten multiple call-ups with the Rwandan men's national team as well. He's just had a fantastic campaign overall for club and for country to this point. Lays the ball off here. Scardina fizzed it in there. Jordan Scarlett gets a critical touch onto that for Hartford. Do hoof it clear, but it goes out of play for a Rhode Island throw. Lovely little bluff there. And the shot is fizzed in. What a save by Siaha. Leo Afonso's follow-up is blocked. Rodriguez recycles. Scardina getting more involved. Quizera running the show. Quizera looks for a gap. Couldn't fit the ball through for Afonso. Shapiro Thompson again. Didn't continue his run. Quizera. Hugo Bacharach. Nodarse. Again, a little bluff there. Nodarse looks to take it inside. It's a wonderful run. Oh, and the Williams attempt is just wide. More elegant play from Rhode Island despite the conditions, but they cannot apply the finishing touch.
And Nodarse getting involved. All the action was coming from the light flank. Scardina once again, he has been so aggressive. And Nodarse showing that he can provide the offensive spark on the opposite flank as well. Finishing product from Williams. 1.5 foot off target.
Make sure you tune into ESPN2, July 25th, championship matchup. East versus West. Detroit takes on Las Vegas, July 25th, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on ESPN2. Be a fantastic atmosphere. Keyworth at Hamtramck, and it's going to be buzzing for that. To foul on a free kick, Beverly Makingila is going to receive a yellow card here. Was sent off when Hartford were here in the Cup last year. He's into the referee's book again.
Afonso winning the ball back and then just inviting contacts from behind. He is so good and so smart at doing that. Knew that he was surrounded by Hartford players, just opting to secure the free kick and getting a yellow card in the process. Just a bonus in that sequence. And now, if you are, you have to be careful. The remainder of this game playing with a yellow card.
Still 5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half. Can Rhode Island really stamp their authority on these first 45 minutes with another goal here? Amish Shapiro Thompson's ball in. Is headed down centrally looking for Karifa Yao. Who's it last off of? It's last off of Rhode Island, and it's a goal kick. The New England laborers are training the workforce of today, and it'll build our tomorrow with state-of-the-art training facilities across Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. You'll be equipped with classroom and job site knowledge. Start a rewarding career in the construction industry. Build your future with the union that built Centerville Bank Stadium, your home of RIFC. Sean St. Jacques, Antonio Aquilino, our entire crew. It's great to have you with us. The derby has been quite the contest so far. It certainly has edged Rhode Island's way, to say the least. Just the one goal, though, to show for that. Hartford's defense has held them off just about since then. I'm sure Brendan Burke, as he's kind of hinted at throughout the season, will want to see more in the attack. That hasn't quite materialized yet for Hartford tonight. Skewered, well out of play. I know Tarse there. I don't think he meant to do that. Again, the slick conditions forcing some, let's say, unforced errors at times. Great header by J.J. Williams, just out of the reach of Pity Rodriguez.
That's exactly what you want from your center forward. Even if the press is high, long balls catapulted the opposing side of the pitch. Just win your aerial matchup, find a teammate to hold on to the ball. It just allows everyone else to reset or advance position and generate a new attacking opportunity. J.J. Williams, an old school center forward in the modern game.
Another early ball played forward. Good header away by Stoneman. And Quizera's ball up ahead was easily picked off. Junior Moreira has had to come back and help for Hartford as they try to play their way through. And that's just out of the reach of Andres Hernandez, giving it back to Rhode Island.
It's been a challenging opening half for Hartford Athletic. The bulk of the chances going Rhode Island's way. If you are head coach Brendan Burke, look at this scoreline. You have to be somewhat happy that you're just down a goal, because all of the major opportunities have come for the hosts. This could be another one.
Well, we just talked about unforced errors. Prestis and Scarlett, two normally very sure-footed players, make a mistake here. And gift wrap, the Chick-fil-A Attleboro corner for Rhode Island with about a minute of normal time left in the half. Another chance for Rhode Island to really add an exclamation point onto the end of what's been a very strong half. Shapiro Thompson again. It's a really good delivery. Was Williams being held there? Rhode Island's turn to ask for a penalty. Again, Gerald Flores waves away the appeals. No, Darce tries to win the header. Amos Shapiro Thompson looking for service. Leo Alfonso, lovely turn. Cuts inside as well. Can he finish? Oh, it's through a sea of legs. And it ricochets out of play. 2 added minutes, as it looks like Rhode Island have been awarded yet another corner.
The threat that Rhode Island presents on these set pieces is very real. If you are Hartford Athletic, the in-swinging balls from Quizera and Shapiro Thompson have been excellent.
Jojea Quizera from the corner. Another really good ball in. It was towards Nodarce. The volley blocked away as well. Rhode Island can recycle here. Back in by Rodriguez. Nodarce again tried to redirect it. It was blocked. Rodriguez again. This time he's dispossessed. Oh, and then was he fouled on the back end there? Yes is the answer. Taufik is going to be booked as well. Rhode Island free kick.
It's been a difficult opening half for the 18-year-old, being urged by Williams to try to win that ball back late. Dangerous challenge there, and that is always going to warrant a yellow card. An excellent decision by Gerald Flores. This could very well be the last chance. It's a very entertaining opening half of play.
Again, the two usual suspects, Amos Shapiro Thompson, Jojea Quizera, both have been wonderful for Cotto Smith in this first half. Can they provide the service here as Rhode Island look to double their advantage? Shapiro Thompson's ball in. Oh, it's just out of the reach of Williams, who whiffs at it. And that is the end of the half in Pawtucket. At times, it was one-way traffic for Rhode Island in those first 45 minutes. Frank Nodarce's first league goal of the season sees Rhode Island take a 1-0 lead into the halftime break in the derby. Hartford trying to find their way through in that first half.
And a well-deserved lead for the hosts. They have been by far the more aggressive of these two sides. Now it's all on Hartford. What adjustments are they going to make heading into the second stanza?
Well, it's certainly been everything we could have hoped for so far. It's rained, it's poured, but my goodness, this game has provided plenty of energy, plenty of moments so far. Mostly, I must say, for Rhode Island. Frank Nodarce's goal have the hosts ahead. They lead 1-0 in the derby. We'll look around the rest of the league when we come back at the half.
Interview some fans. What's your favorite part about being a CEO? What was your favorite part about being a kid?
My favorite part about being a kid was going to Disney with my family every year.
Playing outside with my friends.
ponernos espectacular. Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay gente revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol, estamos a esperar a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez?
Sí, tira para adelante.
¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Súbete, llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Pasa al norte!
A donde me den la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso.
¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
You ever just look at them and think, yeah, I'm doing all right.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Halftime here in Rhode Island is brought to you by Gem Plumbing, official partner of RIFC. Rhode Island have a 1-0 lead in the derby over Hartford. And these fans, even through all the rain and the wind, are enjoying the derby, at least so far. Still a big second half to come here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island tonight. These fans are the winners of the Seriously Nice seat upgrade, courtesy of Breeze Airways. Each match, Breeze Airways upgrades lucky fans to a premium matchday experience. Breeze Airways is a proud partner of RIFC. It's been a really good, energetic derby. Forward towards that second half as well. While we have you, though, we let you know as well that for all your RIFC gear, you can visit RIFC's online team store. It's powered by Capelli. Go to shop.rhodeislandfc.com to get yours today. With all the soggy shirts out there, I'm sure a few Rhode Island fans may need a refresh after tonight's festivities. We'll have the second half coming up in just a few moments, but with the World Cup final coming up tomorrow, Carlos Llamosa, the San Antonio head coach, talks about his World Cup memories from the past.
In the middle of the 2026 World Cup, Carlos Llamosa is focused on something else. The head coach of San Antonio FC is navigating his club through the midway point of the USL Championship season. But nearly a quarter century ago, the World Cup was Llamosa's dream come true.
Well, that was a unique experience for many reasons. First, that was the first World Cup of the century. That was the first time the World Cup happens in 2 different countries. And that was the first time that happens in Asia.
The 2002 World Cup is to date the best performance by the U.S. men's national team. A stunning victory over Portugal in the group stage. A shutout of arch-rival Mexico in the round of 16, with South Korea's 13-hour time difference to U.S. Eastern Time. Americans had to be creative for live overnight matches. Bars were open at 4 in the morning making breakfast for your matches. Were you aware of all of that at the time?
We found out being there in Korea. They show us videos of footage from TV networks, having a watching party 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Also for me, I have Colombian news going to my parents' house in Colombia in the middle of the night to do interviews when we were playing live.
In 2026, the World Cup includes more than 40 players whose careers were touched by different levels of USL. Llamosa now has a seat to watching players chase their own World Cup dreams.
Here from our academy from San Antonio, we have a player representing the U.S. on the U17 qualifier. That's a very important league in the U.S. soccer developmental program.
Towering espectacular! Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay sed de revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos a esperar a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez?
Sí, tira para adelante.
¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Súbete, Ali! ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Vas al norte!
A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso.
¡Listo, vamos!
This is your moment.
You ever just look at them and think, yeah, I'm doing all right.
This summer, get 1,000 bonus points and a chance to win 250,000 bonus points.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Progress means achieving goals together. It's showing up every day with a trusted team, creating the right game plan, and pushing forward for the win. At Centerville Bank, we take a team-first approach to help turn obstacles into victories. As the official bank of Rhode Island FC, we know achieving your goals happens when we work together. That's what we call progress on purpose. Centerville Bank. Progress on purpose.
Welcome back, everybody. Halftime in El Clamico between Rhode Island and Hartford. The hosts, Rhode Island, leading by 1-0. We'll have the second half coming up in just a few moments. But as you know, it's a jam-packed night in the USL Championship. We look around the rest of the league. Big scores to get to. First of all, on CBS earlier today, a first ever win for Pittsburgh at home against Louisville. One of the crazier stats in the USL Championship finally comes to a close. Jacksonville, who just beat Pittsburgh to get the club's first ever win on the men's side, they're 2-1 up on Brooklyn. Detroit leads Indy 0-0 between Charleston and Sacramento. Loudoun in dire need of points in the East as well. Can they come back on the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who currently lead in Leesburg by 1-0 as well? We'll keep you up to date best we can on those games as we go through the second half of our game. Games coming up later on tonight. The defending Western Conference champions Tulsa hosting El Paso. Vegas goes to San Antonio. And then the game to circle on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Huge matchup in the West. Monterey Bay, who have turned things around in the West, they'll go play Pamaducah's Phoenix Rising, who could use a bit of a boost in what is a razor-thin race right now in the Western Conference as far as the playoffs are concerned. Plenty to keep an eye on throughout the rest of the night in the USL Championship. We'll step aside for the moment. When we come back, first half highlights, first half stats, second half kick, I should say, in the derby after the break.
Progress means achieving goals together. It's showing up every day with a trusted team, creating the right game plan, and pushing forward for the win. At Centerville Bank, we take a team-first approach to help turn obstacles into victories. As the official bank of Rhode Island FC, we know achieving your goals happens when we work together. That's what we call progress on purpose. Centerville Bank. Progress on purpose.
At Ortho Rhode Island, we've built the future of orthopedic care around an important foundation, you. Our experienced surgeons and specialists offer the full spectrum of orthopedic care with leading-edge treatments and technology and a one-of-a-kind patient experience. From diagnosis to outpatient surgery, physical and occupational therapy, acute injury care, and advanced imaging, we make you the cornerstone of innovative care. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit orthopedicsri.com.
It doesn't matter what you ride to work as long as you leave your car behind. May is Bike to Work Month, and it's more rewarding than ever thanks to the Drive Less RI app. Whether you're pedaling to the office or cruising to class, earn rewards by logging your green trips. Download the Drive Less RI app today, or visit drivelessri.com to get started. And be on the lookout for our celebration stations in May. For more info, visit ripta.com/bike-to-work.
You may think the nicest moments happen once you've arrived at your destination. At Breeze, we think they happen all along the way.
Yeah, let me grab that for you.
That was so nice.
Whether you're kicking back in Breeze Ascent or just enjoying time together in family seating, we take creating nice moments seriously, so you're ready for the rest of the journey ahead. When it's all over, the nicest moment might just be planning your next trip. Breeze. Seriously nice.
Tonight's match is presented by High Noon, Ripta, and Scandinavian Building Services. Welcome back, everybody. Sean and Antonio here with you. First half highlights are brought to you by Cox Business. Plenty of opportunities to reflect on for Rhode Island.
Absolutely. 6 shots on target for the hosts in that opening half, and Cuisera, his positioning so far in this game has caused the Hartford Athletic panic attacks, because he started the game on the left, then he moved over to the right with that notion to cut inside on the left and attempt shots on target. But this was just one of the early warning signs. Nodarse with the whipping header forcing the save in Siaha, and it wouldn't be the first of the evening.
Moments after that, he would score to break the deadlock.
Absolutely, Nodarse taking full advantage of that wicked ball in by Cuisera. The ball bouncing in the box. Nobody there for Hartford to clear it away. An easy tap-in finish for the defender.
Halftime stats look like this. Sometimes the halftime stats can be misleading. We'll grant you that. These are not. It was definitely all Rhode Island in that first half.
Absolutely not. The home side coming out aggressive, knowing exactly what they wanted to do in this game. They made it extremely difficult for Hartford Athletic to complete passes, to hold on to the ball in the center of the park, especially in the first 20 minutes of the match, generating all those goal-scoring opportunities. It's just a one-goal game. Hartford Athletic still very much in it. We'll see what the second half brings.
Yeah, the first half from Rhode Island's point of view was nearly perfect. But at the end of it will be the fact that Cano Smith, I'm sure, will have hoped that they could have added 1 or 2 more on and maybe built the lead up a little bit more. At 1-0, it still feels like it's anyone's game, despite the fact that Hartford, who are very good at defending, have had to do a lot of it in the first half. And Rhode Island in this derby game have really taken it to them. Antonio, you mentioned earlier just how aggressive Rhode Island have been since the jump, and it's really been the platform for them to go on and essentially dominate the first half.
Absolutely, they've hustled to the ball way more than the opposition, but now you have to slowly take a look at the energy and exactly how much have they already burned up in this game? How much is still left in the tank? Because you know that there's going to be a reaction in this second half from Hartford Athletic. And if a goal goes the visitors' way, momentum can quickly shift in these games. We've seen how things can change and how quickly they can.
Teams switch sides at the start of the second half. Rhode Island will be going from left to right, leading by 1-0 here at Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Sean St. Jacques, Antonio Aquilino, our entire crew, pleasure to be with you. The derby has certainly lived up to expectations so far. It's been Rhode Island who have certainly been the better team. Can Hartford find a response in the second half? If the result were to hold, Rhode Island would jump ahead of Hartford into the final playoff spot in the East and would still have a game in hand on Hartford as well. So from that standpoint, it's a pretty important 45 minutes upcoming. it's always important because there's also bragging rights on the line as well. Referee Gerald Flores awards Rhode Island a throw. They don't do much with it. They give it right back to Hartford on this near side. And Hartford are a bit wasteful with their first foray forward. Come up clutch with the Wendy's app. Save time, save money, get the W. Wendy's is a proud partner of Rhode Island FC. Also, the Rhode Island Lottery is a proud official partner of RIFC as well. Lone goal of the game from Frank Nodarce, but that's a lovely ball played in behind here. J.J. Williams, his shot was deflected. Siaha gets there. Then on the follow-up, another chaotic defensive moment for Hartford. I believe they've been given the free kick and again find an escape route.
This is an absolutely wonderful ball with the outside of the right boot by Rodriguez. Williams enshrined his first touch, just a bit wide, but he still manages to get an attempt on frame. Siaha was always expected to make that save on the spill. Bit of contact and the call going Hartford's way. Just shows you how Rhode Island in the second half, they might be a bit more cautious, waiting and then counter-attacking and generating chances. They have the quality to make Hartford pay. You saw it right there with Rodriguez and how accurate he can be with the ball at his feet.
We talked about Hartford, and particularly on a night like this, they'd love to break through and finally get a goal or two in the league. In the Cup, it hasn't been as much of a problem as it has been in the USL Championship. But on the other side of it for Rhode Island, they haven't had a clean sheet in months, particularly in the USL Championship. Particularly on nights like this, a rivalry game, you're facing your arch rival, those kind of weaknesses tend to come out more. They get to be exposed a bit more. Both of these teams would love to overcome that and go on and get the result here.
Rhode Island certainly do not look like a side that has given up at least one goal in their last 4 games and are winless in their last 3. They're playing with a lot of confidence. You have to ask the question, if a Hartford managed to get one, where is that confidence going to go? Will they be able to respond, or will it just turn into another photocopy of the previous 4 games? That's why we say there's still plenty of time left in this game, and Hartford are far from out of it.
And just to clarify, the last clean sheet for Rhode Island in all competitions was June 6th in the Cup against Westchester, but in the league, their last clean sheet was April 22nd against Charleston here at home. They're on the prowl again here. Leo Afonso settles for a throw-in on that far side. Rhode Island in the league have had just 2 clean sheets all year. I'd love to add another one tonight. As Nodarce tried to scamper towards the byline. No deflection on it, so it's going to be a goal kick. Score big savings and unbeatable financing at Cardi's Furniture and Mattresses, an official furniture and mattress partner of RIFC. Play on the near side here from Njai, gets past Scardina, loops the ball over the top. Good header away by Karifa Yao. Rhode Island haven't dealt with it yet. Hartford do well to resurrect the chance here. And it's clipped into the middle. Stoneman's header away off the feed from Hernandez. Hartford try again. Lovely feed for Njai. Njai fizzes one in. Oh, it was just out of reach of Tahofik. Second opportunity for Hartford goes over everybody's head. Njai cannot keep it in play. Rhode Island throw. That's more like it from Brendan Burke's men.
Best moment of the game by far for Hartford Athletic. Taufik just inches away from making contact with that dagger ball coming in diagonally from the back. Hasn't found space so far in the match. The 18-year-old that time going very near in tying this game.
Wonderful initial defending from Scarlett, but he's beaten here. Oh, what a pass from Leo Alfonso. Rhode Island still on the front foot here. No Darcy, was he fouled? No, says the referee, and play continues on anyway. Quizera for Williams, whose header is deflected, and it goes out for a Chick-fil-A Attleboro corner. All of it started with an exquisite ball from Alfonso.
Alfonso, he's playing with the Trivela. He's not gonna kick the ball normal anymore. He's just gonna use the outside of his boots. My word, what a switch of play. The vision and the confidence to attempt something like that. If it's turned over, that's a break going the other way.
Rhode Island take the corner short. Leo Alfonso, oh, had his sights set on that top right-hand corner, and he wasn't a million miles away. Getting to the game is easy with Ripta's free game day bus service. Buses loop every 8 to 10 minutes between Pawtucket Central Falls Transit Center, Centerville Bank Stadium, and the bank's stadium's reserved parking lots. For a full list of stops, go to ripta.com/RIFC. Scardina, who's had a good game so far for Rhode Island, battling here. Rhode Island gets the decision on the throw. Hartford not happy about it, but they quickly win it back, only to send it right back out of play. Quizera's quick throw. Rodriguez not fouled. Hartford, we're asking a handball question as well. Both things cancel out. Siaha resets for the visitors.
The hosts always looking to get play started quickly whenever there's a free kick or a throw-in. Want to use the element of surprise to catch this Hartford defense lacking. They know well how good they are at the back, Hartford, so you want to take advantage of every single chance that you can to catch them off guard.
Oh, it's nearly a picture-perfect ball played in behind. Abdullah Taufik has been the target on a couple of those. Couldn't quite come up with anything on the back end. Amish Shapiro-Thompson commits a foul on the back end of that sequence, and it's a Hartford free kick. Here is Fisher for Hartford. Njai. Really good ball in. Was there a handball in there? Hartford are asking the question. And Gerald Flores, well, you wonder where he was pointing for a second there, but he's pointed for a goal kick as it was out of the reach of Augie Williams. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From grassroots to the pros, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select is the player's choice. Another chance for Rhode Island to break here. Can they find the angle? Oh, another close call for Leo Alfonso. Just over the top of the target.
And Alfonso, this time moving the ball over to his weaker left, quote-unquote. Defender inviting him that way. The ball sailing over the bar. Just trying to keep it on frame. Ultimately, Siaha looks on as one of the few times that he was not called into action here this evening.
Did look a bit closer than Siaha gave it credit for on that shot. That ball bounces in behind. Augie Williams, one of the league's prolific goal scorers over the years, hasn't quite clicked into gear yet this season, particularly in the league. Darby goal could certainly change that as Njai tries to drive to the byline. In the end, it's out for a goal kick. Whether it's on the field or in the office, great teams need great coverage. Delta Dental of Rhode Island offers affordable dental and vision plans with top-rated customer service. Learn more at deltadentalri.com.
These are positive signs for Hartford. Njai, his position a bit more advanced in the second half. A couple of times that we've seen him down that flank asking the questions. That's going to force Quizera to draw back as well and help out defensively. As another yellow card is flashed by referee General Flores.
Well, it's been handed out to J.J. Williams for a foul on Jordan Scarlett that you just got a second look at there. The Williams yellow is confirmed. J.J. Williams and Grant Stoneman on yellows for Rhode Island. Makangila and Taufik are on yellows for Hartford. Haven't had that big sort of Derby flashpoint yet, and in some ways you have to kind of credit Gerald Flores for that. The referees really tried to keep everyone's emotions in check. As Rhode Island will get a free kick as we inch toward the hour mark. And is lifted over the top, looking for Pizzi Rodriguez, who does corral it nicely here for Rhode Island. Tries to find Shapiro Thompson at a tight angle there to get to the ball and sends it out of play. Well, Frank Nadarce's goal has Rhode Island ahead, but it still feels like there could be a few more twists and turns still to come tonight. Scardina's delivery, he's chested down by Prestis. And while everyone else's heart skipped a beat, Anthony Siaha looked cool as a cucumber.
Prestis with a lot of confidence in his goalkeeper.
For Siaha, it is his 100th regular season appearance tonight. In the USL Championship, one of the top saves leaders once again this season. You mentioned his time earlier with Monterey Bay, where he did lead the league 1 year in saves with the Seaside Club.
It's been a frustrating game for Augie Williams. Service has been poor. Very few chances to leave his mark. We know, but it doesn't take much space for him to find the back of the net. Only needs a glimpse of goal. So far, this Rhode Island back line has been able to hold him in check.
The Hartford bench is starting to stir. We'll see if they have any changes up their sleeve in a moment. Nearly an hour gone in Rhode Island. Hartford have never won here in 90 minutes. In the history of this rivalry, they also haven't scored yet this season against Rhode Island in any competition they've played them in. This move could potentially help to change that. It's Brendan Burke's first change of the night. Andres Hernandez is going to make way. You and I both felt he was one of the bright spots in the first hour for Hartford, but he is done. Keelan Flynn is going to come on to replace him.
Hernandez, the defense first mentality. Flynn being a much more attacking figure on the field with offensive qualities. First to play on that right wing normally. 24-year-old, very versatile piece. And coach Brendan Burke is going to hope that he provides a spark and maybe generate some goal-scoring opportunities for Augie Williams and Taufik.
Grant Stoneman was fouled by Augie Williams. It's a Rhode Island free kick. Just Flynn's 4th league appearance of the season. 24 years of age, the midfielder. And it's poked forward. It's well defended by Hartford initially. And it's going to be brought back for a Hartford free kick as well. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek is your ticket to great seats. Rhode Island pressure there. It's looped into the air by Hartford. The nudged header by Makangila. Brief opportunity for Coffey. It's still on for Hartford potentially here. It's whipped in behind. Still work for Rhode Island to do. It's played towards Amos Shapiro. Thompson. Oh, what a lovely touch to get around the defender. Could it lead to a Rhode Island break? Prestis is on the case defensively for Hartford. And it leads to the offside flag going up and giving Rhode Island a free kick. Swept up by Vegas. Shapiro Thompson's initial header. It's then played for Njai, who's been very good in this second half for Hartford. Fisher. For Scarlett. Prestis blocked. Nodarse's header. And then Prestis puts it into no man's land. Vegas there. Miller Lite is a proud partner of RIFC. When it's game time, it's Miller time. That ball pinballed around in the middle of the park. It falls Hartford's way. Then the pressure forces an errant feed on this near side. It goes back to the host. And now the Rhode Island bench is starting to see some movement as well. Looks like the Jamaican, Dwayne Atkinson, is getting prepared here for Rhode Island. Scardina needed to make sure that feed was on point. It was cleared by Vegas, but right back to Hartford. It's played down the far side. The first time ball into the middle, touched away by Stoneman. Miscued by Quizera to keep the ball alive here for Hartford. Wabukar Njai unable to find space to put the ball in play. There was a Hartford player that went down in the penalty area. Referee didn't acknowledge it, didn't feel it was a foul. Hartford continuing to look for the gaps. It's physical in the middle here, and the ball over the top. Tawafi could not redirect it in any way, shape, or form. As it goes out of play, that'll lead to the first Rhode Island change of the night. Good overall performance from Pizzi Rodriguez. He makes way. And the former Cavalier standout, Dwayne Atkinson, is going to get the call here from Cano Smith to come in and try to provide another spark.
If you are not familiar with Atkinson's game, put your seatbelt on. This is one of the better impact players off the bench that we have in our league. No starts this season, but he's averaging over 3 shots on target per 90 minutes and 1.91 goals every 90 minutes. He is instant offense off the bench.
Here come Rhode Island on the break here. Quizera leads the charge. Could be a key moment in the game here. Quizera has numbers joining in. Leo Afonso. First touch for Dwayne Atkinson. Quizera forced to slow it down just a touch. Atkinson back involved again. No Darce. Gotta get back from Quizera. Has the chance maybe gone here for Rhode Island. No Darce does well. Finds Leo Afonso. And it's a clean challenge on the back end. Hartford clear it.
Once again, it's a poor throw-in that leads to possible counter-attacking opportunity. Rhode Island, they've been quiet so far in this second half. We spoke about the quality that they have on the offensive side. They can turn defense into offense in the blink of an eye. And the addition of Atkinson just goes to show that they also have excellent options available off the bench.
For those just joining us, it was raining earlier, which has impacted some of those throws. Turnover here. Taoufik's shot is deflected. It's out for a Hartford corner off a rare Rhode Island miscue. Haven't seen many of those tonight. Hartford get a set-piece opportunity here, in dire need of a Derby equalizer. Whistle blows before the corner is taken here. Gerald Flores was talking to Jordan Scarlett in the middle of all of that. Felt the need to blow the whistle. Hartford will have to do it again. This time the corner was punched away by Vegas, who needed to get that right. And it will roll out for another Hartford corner. And I think there's a Hartford player down near the goal mouth here on the back end of that sequence.
Good bit of goalkeeping by Vegas. It's been out of action for a while in this game. Not really one of the protagonists per se. 0 saves he's had to make here this evening. Those are the trickiest moments. So when you've had an hour of doing absolutely nothing and then you're called into action to make an important stop. That's what distinguishes the good goalkeepers from the great ones.
Another corner for Hartford. It's short. It deflects out for a goal kick. The Hartford change here. Taoufik was on a yellow card. He's going to make way. Spencer Gordon is going to take his place. Hartford only have 4 outfield players on their bench. It's a very short bench for Brendan Burke tonight. He has 3 changes left. Only 2 of them could be outfield players. Well, for those just joining us, Centerville Bank Stadium, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, 8th edition of El Clamico, the derby between Rhode Island and Hartford. Sean St. Jacques, Antonio Aquilino, our entire crew. 20 minutes to go. Frank Nodarce's goal for Rhode Island, his first in the regular season, back in the 20th minute, has Rhode Island on course for the points. If it holds, Rhode Island will jump into 8th position and send Hartford down to 9th, which would be just outside of the playoff spots at the moment in the Eastern Conference of the USL Championship. but it does feel like there's still a few more chapters left in the derby to be written. Speaking of Nodarsa, he cuts out that pass. Loose touch from Bacharach. Dwayne Atkinson is there to pick up the pieces, then he loses out. Couple of sloppy moments here, and then it eventually leads, I believe, to the whistle being blown here. And Jojea Quizera, I believe, has just been booked for his involvement in that challenge.
Gerald Flores is going to have to do a good job staying in control of this game. Things getting chippy. These two sides know each other well. And we know that this rivalry is one that can boil over quickly. Have to keep your finger on the pulse of the match if you are the match official. And challenges like that have to be punished. Quizera, after a very active opening half of play, much more defensive-oriented second stanza for him.
It's played back by Flynn for Siaha. Gets his customary boos and jeers. That's then looped over the top. No troubles for Vegas with 18 minutes plus stoppage time left. Yao for Quizera. Quizera was surrounded on this near side, and now Rhode Island do the surrounding. Amos Shapiro-Thompson. Oh, the ball stays in play for Quizera. Atkinson gets it back to Quizera. Can Quizera get past the challenge, however? No, is the answer. Njai keeps it away from Shapiro-Thompson. Fisher back for Njai, who again is forced back. And Hartford are able to play their way out of that particular moment. Here is Prestis. Up ahead for Coffey. Haven't seen much from Barry Coffey. He's been in very good form for Hartford. Has scored some recent key goals for them. As Atkinson, who's always a handful when he's on the ball, wins a free kick. AAA Insurance is proud to be the official home, auto and life insurance partner of Rhode Island FC. Cano Smith will make a change here. That's going to be it for Leo Afonso. Had a couple of good looks at goal in this second half. He's replaced by the former Golden Playmaker of the Year award winner, Noah Fuson, for the stretch run here.
So Rhode Island subbing out the two wide players with Williams spearheading the attack with fresh new options off the bench.
This falls for a Rhode Island opportunity. Quizera slashes it wide. Williams bullied his way through, but Rhode Island can't conjure anything substantial up at the end of it.
Excellent match for Afonso. Pulled the strings in midfield. Always look comfortable and in control of the ball whenever in possession. It's always a thorn in the side of this Hartford Athletic back line. And the hosts now looking for players that can provide that spark on the break whenever they do win the ball back in midfield or along the back. Capitalize on those counter-attacking opportunities. Hopefully for them, get a second goal as Hartford have to push men forward in search of an equalizer.
Prestis out wide. And not much room for Hartford, at least on that occasion, to move it forward. So it's checked back down. It's then feathered over the top. Good defensive header from Grant Stoneman. Bacharach trying to lead the defensive charge into the attacking moves there, but at the back end of it, commits a foul, and it's a Hartford free kick.
Hartford repeatedly trying to play in Williams with these long balls out of the back. That back three for Rhode Island. Very tall, very good in the air. All of them 6'2" or above. That's what makes it so challenging for Williams to get anything off.
Oh, a testy moment there between Njai and Amos Shapiro-Thompson. Shapiro-Thompson got the better of him initially there, and then there's a bit of a flashpoint after that. The two are summoned. Neither are on a yellow card, but still no really any need for any extracurriculars from either player there. Well, there's a Hartford player that might be in need of some assistance here, which has led to a stoppage of play. Even in that last sequence, the ball does bounce kindly for Augie Williams in behind, but then Rhode Island, as they've done so well, using their repress to then get the ball back very quickly in those kinds of moments. And many of these long balls over the top for Hartford have been easily dealt with by Cano Smith's defensive unit.
And the service and the aid around Williams simply hasn't been there this evening. Coffey struggled. Taufik also very hard times for him, trying to find any sort of real concrete time on the ball, let alone dialogue with Williams. Just 2 goals for him this season. We know that he is much better than that, and he's going through a dry spell. And for an attacking player, those are the moments where you just have to hone in on your fundamentals, what you do best, attack those aerial balls and try to take advantage of any sort of rebound opportunities to get back on the score sheet. Williams is going through a difficult stretch, but I expect him to get out of it.
Well, this is the last thing Hartford would have wanted to see. Beverly Makangila cannot continue, has an injury, it appears. It's already a lengthy injury list for Hartford coming into the night. Makangila unfortunately adds his name to that list. He's replaced by the Cyprus international, Christos Hadjipasalic, who comes in just his 3rd league appearance since joining Hartford. Who knows, maybe could be an unlikely hero for Hartford Athletic down the stretch here. We have seen unlikely heroes in this derby before. And now there's a Rhode Island player down and possibly in need of some help inside the penalty area.
Paskalis playing the exact same position as Makangila, maybe a bit further up the pitch as an attacking midfielder. As you said, he hasn't gotten too many minutes this season, but games as tight as this in derbies, you never know who can come out and be the hero.
Well, that is a worrying sign for Rhode Island. On the back end, I believe that's Karifa Yao, who is struggling here, who's been a mainstay defender for Cano Smith over a multi-year period now here at Rhode Island. One of the first name on the team sheet kind of players in this strong Rhode Island defense. There were already a couple of signals from Rhode Island players that he might be in need of replacement here. I will say the problem for Rhode Island is that they don't really have many options off the bench. CJ Williams is certainly an option. Danny Rivera and Aldair Sanchez, the latter two are not center backs. But I will say, and this is why Cano Smith can make the change with some comfort, Yao is going to come out. He'll be replaced by Aldair Sanchez, who can just play where Frank Nodarse was playing. Frank Nodarse can be an outside back and a center back. His versatility allows Cano Smith to make this change and make it with quite a bit of confidence. He'll make another change as well. Quizera is going to make way. Danny Rovira, the veteran, will take his place. And Rhode Island are down to their last sub.
These are defensive substitutions. Rovira, a wing back coming on for Quizera, who plays much further up the pitch. So for the hosts, the message is clear. Yao, his injury really making the head coach, Cano Smith, rethink his formation. And as you said, Darcy, he's surely going to drop back to play alongside Stoneman with Rovira and Sanchez on the flanks.
9 minutes plus stoppage time left in the derby. That sneaks through for a Hartford chance. And it may have fallen to the right man as well. Barry Coffey, who's been in excellent Hartford form, but he misses the target.
Well, Coffey, this is his first real involvement of the evening. He peels away from his man. He finds enough room to stop the ball and get a shot off. Playing well off of him, Stoneman allowing him to turn. That was one of the better chances of the night for Hartford Athletic, and it goes by the wayside.
Coffey scored 2 goals in a game versus Orange County to come back from a 2-0 deficit at home. It was the 3rd sub to come on and score multiple goals in Hartford's history. But here come Rhode Island. J.J. Williams leading the charge. The shot is blocked by Prestis. Hartford get it clear, but not definitively. Bacharach. Rhode Island forced to go back into their own half. Grant Stoneman. Back for Vegas, who's so good with the ball at his feet. Picks out the pass on the far side. And then Stoneman gives the ball away. Augie Williams holds it up. And then it's an awkward deflected clearance, but it's one that sees Rhode Island just about deal with it despite a stumble on the back end. Well, because Rhode Island haven't scored that second goal, those kinds of moments are going to be heart-stopping moments at times with the result still in doubt. Another moment where Rhode Island do give the ball away, but don't get punished for it. Dwayne Atkinson gives the ball away again.
Certainly not the impact they would have hoped for in this game. A cagey affair. Atkinson, a player who thrives in space. So far since coming on, he's always received possession with a player draped all over him, not making the best or the right decisions, losing possession multiple times now.
J.J. Williams acrobatically tries to send this up ahead. And it's a push and a chase here for Noah Fuson. He crosses it into the middle. The flag did not go up, but Hartford do emerge with the ball anyway. A lung-busting effort from Noah Fuson. It's to no avail. In the end, here is Fisher for Hartford. Fisher's lay off the back heel. Oh, it takes a wicked ricochet off of Fisher again, but Vegas was ready for it. Well, Dave's Marketplace is proud to be an official partner of RIFC. 5.5 minutes plus stoppage time left. It really does feel like there could be a late twist or two still to come. But not with a clumsy challenge like that. Stoneman. He's brought down, and Rhode Island can alleviate the Hartford pressure with a set-piece free kick. Looking for flexibility and a great deal on RIFC tickets. Select 5 home games of your choice for the 2026 season with a custom 5-game plan. Visit RhodeIslandFC.com/tickets to lock in your 5-game plan today. And I credit the supporters from both teams bearing through the elements tonight, along with the players. But is the one goal for Rhode Island gonna be enough to win the derby. Here is Fuson. Fuson's return, it doesn't come off, was looking for Sanchez. His cross is deflected, and Siaha collects. Siaha's distribution leads to a Hartford throw.
Bacharach has been so good closing down the space every single time. Hartford want to restart quickly at the back. He knows exactly where the danger is going to come from. Just adjust his position to close it down and just give his teammates time to get back in position. A key player in this midfield for Rhode Island.
There is Bacharach. Scored here against Orange County in the league, then scored away to Sacramento. The game after that, and a 2-1 defeat for Rhode Island away from home, as that's going to be a foul going Hartford's way. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Listen to the boos.
He's used to them at this point, Anthony Siaha. Sanchez does well, shepherds it out for a goal kick.
There you can see the positions of Sanchez. He's taking up a spot on the left, and Rovira was gone on the right. Two very important pieces coming in off the bench for Cano Smith. The side already riddled with injuries.
Of course, for those wondering why Siaha has been picked on a bit by the Rhode Island fans, a couple of the games that Hartford have played here, he has shushed the crowd multiple times. We'll leave it at that. Rhode Island will hope that he is silent at the end of the 90 minutes tonight.
Those are the little storylines that make these rivalries so special and so memorable for the fans that attend.
A little nibble there from Nodarse, who again has had to switch positions tonight due to Karifa Yao's injury. He commits a foul, and Hartford get a free kick, and it's in a rather promising position as well.
That's not one you want to do in the lead. You can see the 90th minute just over the horizon, and you commit a foul with your opponent turning away from goal, with the ball going away from your own goalkeeper. It just gives Hartford an opportunity to bring aerial weapons forward with Njie on the ball with that deadly left that we've seen. Accurate so far here this evening.
We are into the 90th minute of the derby. Flynn and Njai standing over this for Hartford. It's Njai's ball in. Good header away by Stoneman. Hartford put it back into the middle. Good touch defensively by Nodarse. Then Scarlett's header is headed away by Williams. Three key defensive moments from Rhode Island, and they get it clear. They get the throw in as well. Some of the dirty work moments there, trying to help Rhode Island get this over the line. Amish Shapiro-Thompson. Up ahead, Danny Rovira in behind. Oh! The chance is spurned by J.J. Williams. Siaha tells him to get up, thinks he's embellishing any contact. We enter 5 added minutes as Rhode Island missed the chance.
Once again, Shapiro-Thompson involved. He has been everywhere for Rhode Island in midfield. hustling after the sphere, winning it back, and then playing a dagger ball in the direction of J.J. Williams. Now wide, you can see the ball swung in. J.J. Williams was going with the inside of the boot, trying to nestle it in near post, just missing. It's always going to be difficult to readjust the body and get that ball on frame.
Well, Siaha thought that Williams embellished the contact, and the fans don't like that either. Still 4 minutes left of the minimum of 5 added on. Bacharach tried to send that forward. Rovira hits off the referee. And so this will be brought back. Hartford did play a ball over the top. Prestis and company asking 1 or 2 questions about advantage, but if it does hit the referee, the play has to be blown dead regardless. Hartford will get the drop ball to put the ball back into play. Njai, who's really done well, feeds the ball into the middle. No, Darce's header away. Picked up by Flynn. And Flynn keeps the ball in play, but Sanchez sends it further upfield. It is a Hartford throw. And if the result holds, Rhode Island jumps ahead of Hartford in the table into 8th place, the final playoff spot. Hartford would drop into 9th on a tiebreaker. Ball's played forward again, Rhode Island doing very well with these crosses and balls flared over the top. Another one here, no, Darce wins the header. It's then volleyed wide.
An audacious attempt. First time ball coming down above his head. It was Flynn, I believe, who gave it a go with the left. Just slicing through that ball. It was always moving away from Coque Vegas, former Levante man, called into action.
Williams again does well, wins the header, but can't get it to a teammate. Stoneman there defensively for Rhode Island, but Hartford keep on battling here. It's in their DNA. As he Pasalich's ball in, goes out, goal kick, and Rhode Island have about a minute and a half left to negotiate here. Well, we talked about it, the numbers illustrate it rather well. Hartford's goal-scoring prowess, or lack thereof, this season in the USL Championship has really been a key story for them this season, coupled with, again, their normally excellent defensive setup that Brendan Burke has applied to this group. But is their lack of goal-scoring going to come back to bite them again here tonight? They have a minute to try and change that narrative. Njai tried to poke it around. Oh, it's a dangerous ball back, but Vegas was ready for it. Clears it upfield. And the ball is going to bounce out of play for a Rhode Island throw as Cano Smith's men are nearly there.
We spoke about the importance of having a goalkeeper who's comfortable with the ball at his feet in the modern game. That is something that every coach looks for. And Vegas, growing up in the Espanyol youth system in Cornellà, player who grew up being taught about the importance of knowing how to play the ball out of the back. That is in the Spanish DNA, in the youth system, all the way up to the professional level.
The 5 minutes are up. How much more time will be tacked on after that? Atkinson, good challenge, but it's a Hartford throw. Last roll of the dice, surely, for Hartford. Lifted over the top by Moreira. Headed down into the middle. Was there a push in the back there? Referee waves any appeals, I should say, away very swiftly. Hartford look to continue forward here. Njai puts it into the middle. Another good header away from Stoneman. Ball bounces out, and that's going to be it. Full time in Pawtucket. Rhode Island hold on to win the derby by 1-0 over Hartford. They jump into the 8th and final playoff spot ahead of their rivals on goal differential as they beat Hartford for the 3rd time in all competitions this season, if you include the penalty shootout in USL Cup. Frank Nodarse's goal is enough. A clean sheet for Rhode Island as well. Hartford not able to come up with the key goal to tie it.
A victory that can be a turning point for Rhode Island this season. A clean sheet and something to build on defensively going forward after 4 straight, conceding at least a goal. 3 massive points for Cano Smith's side.
Well, here at full time as Koke Vegas celebrates with the fans, we look at the save of the game. It's brought to you by Centerville Bank. Make progress towards your goals with Centerville Bank, the official bank partner of RIFC. Key defensive interventions here.
And it was a group effort for Rhode Island all evening long. These defenders putting their bodies on the line to secure this result and these 3 massive points.
Well, similar to how RIFC keeps a clean sheet tonight, Scandinavian Building Services keeps RIFC's home, Centerville Bank Stadium, clean. That's a first clean sheet in the league for Rhode Island since their heavy win here over Charleston on April 22nd. Cano Smith will be very happy about that.
Absolutely, and it's something that you can build on. That's why the regular season is so important. These are victories that allow you to go into training and really look at tape and point at the things that you do well, so you can use those heading into your next game. It's all about improving game after game, month after month, until you reach the postseason.
Well, it was a very gritty, hard-fought derby for El Clamico bragging rights tonight. Rhode Island prevails by 1-0. We'll come back to wrap it up after the break.
Tacos and soccer. I cannot think about a better combination.
Today we are in California Taco in Johnston. I'm a cheese lover, so I'm gonna go with the queso birria.
Birria quesadilla.
Oh yes, now we are talking. Okay, let's go, boys.
Oh, looks good.
The birria is just a sauce, dipping it in, taking it out, and just that seasoning after. I enjoy that.
The carnitas hard tacos were definitely one of a kind. Then I made my own.
I'm ready to go.
Show us what you got, Danny. Yeah, come in the kitchen with me, you know.
Lechuga, perfecto. Testing. Very good. The Diop taco.
Hey. I have my taco. This is my taco. Bacharac taco. Hugo Bacharac taco.
I'm making some soft tacos for Koke. He's our goalkeeper, so I gotta take care of him on and off the pitch.
Thank you so much, Hamadi.
Of course, man.
Hamadi, the clients are getting impatient.
The Koke taco. Perfecto. La tostada española.
Very good.
Oh.
Vamos. The special salad.
Danny won with the presentation. I don't know with the flavor because La tostada española top level, but the presentation is better than mine, yeah.
That is a place that I would suggest you guys to come.
Tonight's final score is provided by the physical therapy partner of RIFC. Visit highbarhealth.com today. Begin your journey to feeling better, moving freely, and living fully. Rhode Island reigns supreme in the derby. They beat Hartford by 1-0. Sean St. Jacques, Antonio Aquilino back here with you. We wrap things up with some full-time highlights. The first half in particular, Rhode Island were much the better side and had many of the chances.
Absolutely. It was a one-sided affair throughout the entire first half. Cuisera was a one-man fast break all evening long.
We jump ahead, 17th minute, maybe a foreshadowing moment. Close call for Frank Nodarse, saved by Siaha.
Rhode Island excellent in the air all evening long. Nodarse does incredibly well to whip his head and generate the power needed to ask the question. Siaha was up to the task.
Then our energy play of the match presented by Rhode Island Energy. The goal from Frank Nodarse, which ends up being the winning goal.
Ball allowed to bounce inside of the box, and Nodarse was the quickest one to react. But give Quizera credit, because he spotted the space available, and Nodarse was the quickest to react.
Full-time stats look like this. Rhode Island could have scored quite a few more. 22 shots, 7 of them on target. The big stat to circle for Hartford. 7 shots, none of them on target. That continues to be an issue for Brendan Burke's men.
And it's a difficult moment for the entire Hartford athletics side. Williams up front, a desert out there for him. Very little chances, nothing coming his way. Kofi and Shofek, very little combination play to help provide the service needed for the big number 9 up front. Those are all questions that head coach Brendan Burke is going to have to look at and try to answer as we enter the business portion of the season.
It's Rhode Island's 3rd win over Hartford in all competitions in the Derby, and Hartford still in 3 games in all competitions have yet to score, let alone win, against Rhode Island so far this season. Rhode Island hold home serve in the Derby. It was a knockdown, drag-out battle as we anticipated. Frank Nodarse's goal wins it, and for Antonio Aquilino and our entire crew. Sean St. Jacques saying so long from Pawtucket. Rhode Island wins it by a 0-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.